Across the globe, the pulse of life beats strong and steady, echoing through every corner of wilderness. The savannas of Africa glow gold beneath the setting sun, herds of antelope and zebra gathering at ancient waterholes, their movements choreographed by the promise of survival. In the dense jungles of Asia, a thick mist clings to the canopy, shrouding a world alive with the calls of gibbons, the rustle of leaves as a tiger slips silently through the undergrowth, and the constant hum of insects weaving the fabric of the forest. These wild places are not static. They are ever-changing theatres of life, shaped by the relentless forces of wind, rain, and sun. Here, every creature, from the tiniest ant to the towering elephant, is both actor and audience in a drama that has unfolded for millions of years. The air vibrates with the wing beats of birds at dawn, while the ground trembles beneath the thunder of migrating herds, each step imprinting a story into the earth. The rhythm of nature is set by the rise and fall of the sun, the shifting of seasons, and the eternal cycle of birth, growth, and renewal. Giraffes stretch their necks to reach the highest leaves, while chameleons melt into the foliage, their colors shifting with the dappled light. Predators prowl the shadows, their senses honed by generations of adaptation, while prey animals remain ever vigilant, their survival dependent on split-second decisions. The cheetah, a marvel of evolutionary engineering, explodes across the plain in pursuit of its quarry, its muscles rippling beneath a coat built for speed. In the forest, a mantis waits motionless, its limbs folded in prayer, ready to strike with lightning precision. Each adaptation is a masterpiece, sculpted by the demands of survival and the opportunities of the environment. Within these ecosystems, every life is intertwined. Lions stalk the edges of herds, their presence shaping the movements and behaviors of thousands. The weak and the sick are singled out, ensuring the health and vitality of the herd, while the grasslands themselves flourish under the careful grazing of countless mouths. The balance is delicate, maintained by a web of relationships that stretches from the tallest tree to the smallest insect. Elephants, the architects of the wild, carve paths through dense brush and dig deep for water, their actions creating lifelines for countless other species. Beneath their feet, dung beetles labor tirelessly, recycling nutrients and enriching the soil, while the tracks of predators and prey crisscross the mud, silent evidence of the nightly struggle for existence. As the sun rises, rivers come alive with the splash of crocodiles and the calls of kingfishers, while cliffs echo with the cries of nesting raptors. Every day brings new challenges, drought, flood, fire, and storm. Yet life endures, adapting and overcoming with astonishing resilience. The wild heartbeat of our planet is a symphony of survival, innovation, and beauty, played out in endless variation across every continent. To witness these moments is to glimpse the profound intelligence and adaptability of nature. Each animal, each plant, each fleeting interaction is a note in the grand composition of life, a testament to the power and wonder of the natural world, and a reminder of the intricate, unbreakable connections that sustain it. Deep in the heart of southern Tanzania, a realm of wild majesty stretches as far as the eye can see, Nyerere National Park. Here, the land breathes with the pulse of ancient Africa, its vastness echoing with the calls of creatures that have roamed these plains for countless generations. Spanning over 11,000 square miles, Nyerere is not only Tanzania's largest national park, but one of the largest protected areas on the continent. Its sheer scale creates a sanctuary where wildlife can move freely, following ancient migratory routes across open savanna, dense woodlands, and intricate wetlands. At dawn, golden light spills across the untouched wilderness, illuminating herds of elephants as they traverse the grasslands, giraffes browsing on acacia trees, and zebras moving in synchronized patterns, a living mosaic of Africa's most iconic species, thriving in a world largely unchanged by time. Nyerere is a refuge for rare and elusive animals. Herds of sable antelope and puku graze in the open plains, while the park's dense thickets shelter secretive bushbook and shy sitatunga. Most notably, Nyerere is a bastion for the African wild dog. Packs of these highly social predators coordinate complex hunts, communicating with high-pitched calls and body language as they pursue impala and other prey with relentless stamina. The park is also one of the last sanctuaries for the critically endangered black rhinoceros, a solitary browser that moves silently through the bush, its presence a rare and precious sight. Massive herds of African buffalo and elephants shape the landscape, their movements carving trails through woodlands and grasslands, maintaining the delicate balance of this ecosystem. The mighty Rufiji River, the park's lifeblood, meanders through a labyrinth of lakes and lagoons. Here, pods of hippos wallow in the cool water, their grunts echoing at dusk, while Nile crocodiles, some of the largest on Earth, bask on sunlit banks, waiting with patient stillness for unsuspecting prey. The river's floodplains teem with bird life, from fish eagles soaring overhead to flocks of storks and herons wading in the shallows. Half a world away, in the Indian state of Gujarat, lies Gir National Park, a landscape of rugged hills and dry, deciduous forests, where the air is thick with the scent of teak and flame of the forest trees. Covering over 540 square miles, Gir is a unique ecological island, distinct from the surrounding arid plains. This sanctuary holds a singular distinction. It is the last natural home of the Asiatic lion. Once, these regal cats ranged from the Mediterranean to eastern India, but relentless hunting and habitat loss drove them to the brink of extinction. By the early 20th century, only a remnant population survived, hidden in Gir's dense forests. In 1965, Gir was declared a protected area in a last-ditch effort to save the lions. At that time, perhaps only 20 individuals remained, their future hanging by a thread. The park's creation marked the beginning of an extraordinary conservation journey. Today, Gir is a living testament to what dedicated protection can achieve. The Asiatic lion population has rebounded dramatically, with prides now roaming the forests, grasslands and riverine tracts. Cubs play in the dappled sunlight while adult males patrol their territories, their roars echoing through the trees at dusk. The park's success is not limited to lions. Gir's mosaic of habitats supports a remarkable diversity of life. Leopards, masters of stealth, slip through the undergrowth, their spotted coats blending perfectly with the dappled light. Sambar and chital deer graze in sunlit glades, ever alert for predators. The park's rivers and waterholes attract a wealth of bird life, over 300 species from vibrant Indian pittas to majestic crested serpent eagles. The air is alive with the flutter of wings and the chorus of calls, a symphony of biodiversity. Gir's ecological significance extends beyond its borders. As the last refuge of the Asiatic lion, it is a genetic reservoir for the species, and its thriving ecosystem demonstrates the resilience of nature when given space and protection. The park's landscapes, from thorny scrub to lush riverine forests, are a living laboratory of adaptation and survival. Both Nyerere and Gir stand as beacons of hope, vast, wild places where the rhythms of nature continue and where the world's rarest predators still reign. Their stories remind us of the profound importance of preserving wild spaces, not only for the animals that call them home, but for the future of our planet itself. Beneath the breathtaking expanse of wild landscapes, a silent battle for survival unfolds every day. For the animals that call these places home, existence is a constant negotiation with danger, both ancient and alarmingly new. Among the gravest threats is poaching, a relentless pursuit that targets the most iconic and vulnerable species. In the dead of night, the echo of a distant gunshot can mean the end of a matriarchal elephant whose wisdom once guided her herd through drought and flood. The illegal trade in ivory and rhino horn is fueled by insatiable demand, reducing magnificent creatures to mere commodities. Each tusk and horn represents not only a life lost, but a rupture in the intricate social bonds that define these animals' worlds. Nyerere National Park, once a sanctuary for vast herds, became a battleground. The relentless onslaught of poaching shattered the balance, leaving the savanna eerily quiet where trumpeting giants once roamed. Elephant numbers plummeted from over 100,000 to a mere 15,000 by 2014, a loss that rippled through the ecosystem, affecting everything from seed dispersal to predator-prey dynamics. Orphaned calves, bewildered and alone, struggle to survive without the protection and knowledge of their elders. Herds fragment, and the wisdom passed down through generations is lost, weakening the species' resilience to future threats. Yet poaching is only one front in this war for survival. Habitat loss carves away at the wild, leaving animals with nowhere to turn. As forests are felled and grasslands vanish, the ancient corridors that once allowed herds to migrate and predators to hunt are severed. The landscape becomes a patchwork of isolated fragments, each one a shrinking island of life. The relentless advance of agriculture and industry strips away the shelter and food sources that countless species depend on. The soil, once anchored by deep roots, erodes into rivers, clouding the water and choking aquatic life downstream. Grassland dwellers, fleet-footed antelope, ground-nesting birds, and burrowing mammals find their homes transformed into fields and pastures, forcing them to adapt or perish. Highways and infrastructure slice through migration routes, leaving animals stranded on the wrong side of progress. Some attempt perilous crossings, while others are cut off from vital breeding or feeding grounds. Forced into ever smaller territories, wildlife faces mounting competition for food and water. Predators and prey are squeezed together, leading to increased conflict and the spread of disease. In the Philippines, the once continuous rainforest is now a patchwork, each fragment home to fewer and fewer species. The loss of canopy exposes the forest floor, altering temperature and humidity and making survival even more precarious for those that remain. Animals forced from their homes wander barren landscapes, searching for shelter and sustenance. Many perish before finding a new refuge, their adaptations rendered useless in a world transformed. Isolated populations become genetic islands, vulnerable to inbreeding and disease. The loss of genetic diversity weakens their ability to adapt to new threats, setting the stage for further decline. Beyond the land, the oceans, cradles of life for millions of years, are under siege from pollution. Invisible toxins and visible debris alike threaten the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. Plastic waste drifts on ocean currents, ensnaring and poisoning creatures, from the smallest plankton to the largest whales. Sea turtles evolve to hunt jellyfish, mistake translucent bags for prey, often with fatal consequences. In regions like the Philippines, rivers carry a torrent of plastic into the sea, forming floating islands of debris that disrupt feeding and breeding grounds for countless marine species. Whale sharks, the gentle giants of the ocean, filter vast volumes of water for plankton, but now ingest microplastics and debris, leading to internal injuries and malnutrition. Chemical runoff from distant fields and factories seeps into rivers, eventually reaching the sea. These pollutants disrupt the chemistry of the water, causing mass die-offs of fish and the bleaching of coral reefs, vital nurseries for marine life. Coral reefs, once vibrant with color and life, are now ghostly and silent. Fish and invertebrates that depended on these structures for shelter and food are left exposed and vulnerable. Overarching all these threats is the relentless advance of climate change. Rising temperatures, shifting rainfall, and extreme weather events reshape habitats faster than most species can adapt. In the Arctic, polar bears and beluga whales face a vanishing world. Sea ice, their essential platform for hunting and migration, melts earlier each year, forcing them to travel farther and expend more energy in search of food. In the tropics, warming seas trigger mass coral bleaching events. The once thriving reefs of the Verde Island Passage are now pale shadows, their intricate communities unraveling as temperatures rise. Shifting weather patterns disrupt the breeding cycles of snowy owls in Alaska and alter the flood rhythms of the Rufiji River, upon which countless species depend for food and reproduction. In this era of rapid change, animals must adapt in extraordinary ways, altering migration routes, shifting diets, and changing breeding times. Yet for many, the pace of transformation is simply too great. The wild is resilient, but its inhabitants now face a gauntlet of threats more complex and relentless than ever before. Across the world's wildest frontiers, a silent battle rages every day. For countless animal species, survival is a relentless struggle against poachers, shrinking habitats, and the unpredictable forces of nature itself. In the heart of the African savanna, elephants march in tight-knit herds, their matriarchs guiding them through ancient migratory routes now fragmented by roads and settlements. Each step is a testament to their resilience, but also a reminder of the dangers that lurk, hidden snares, the distant crack of a rifle, and the ever-present threat of drought. In places like Nyerere National Park, the fight to protect these giants is waged with unwavering determination. Anti-poaching teams rise before dawn, scanning the horizon for signs of intrusion. They follow the faintest tracks, dismantle deadly wire traps, and use cutting-edge technology to outmaneuver those who would profit from extinction. Every confiscated snare, every intercepted poacher, is a small victory in a war that never truly ends. These efforts are not in vain. Elephant herds, once decimated, are beginning to recover. Calves now frolic in the mud, shielded by vigilant adults, their future a little more secure with each passing season. The landscape, scarred by loss, is slowly healing. Grasslands regrow and the ancient rhythms of migration return. In India's Gir National Park, the last stronghold of the Asiatic lion, the struggle is equally fierce. Here, lions prowl through dense teak forests, their golden coats blending with the dappled light. Each pride must defend its territory from rivals and survive in a landscape where prey is scarce and the boundaries of the wild are ever shifting. The lion's survival is a testament to the power of focused conservation. By safeguarding critical corridors and restoring prey populations, conservationists have given these big cats a fighting chance. The population, once teetering on the brink, has stabilized and even grown, with young lions venturing into new territories, reclaiming lost ground. Along remote coastlines, another battle unfolds. Sea turtles, ancient mariners of the ocean, face a gauntlet of threats from the moment they hatch. Under the cover of darkness, tiny hatchlings emerge from sandy nests, scrambling toward the waves as predators circle. Those that survive grow to roam vast oceans, only to return decades later to the very beach where their journey began. Conservationists work tirelessly to tip the odds in their favor, relocating vulnerable nests, shielding beaches from artificial lights, and patrolling shores to deter egg poachers. These interventions have led to remarkable recoveries in some populations, proving that targeted action can reverse even the most dire declines. Beneath the waves, coral reefs, cradles of marine biodiversity, face their own existential crisis. Warming seas and pollution threaten to erase these underwater cities. Yet, in places like the Verde Island Passage, restoration teams transplant living corals, nurture new growth, and monitor the return of fish and invertebrates. Each patch of revived reef becomes a sanctuary, a beacon of hope for countless marine species. Across continents, the fight for wildlife is as varied as the species themselves. Bison reclaim grasslands once lost to agriculture, their hooves aerating the soil and restoring balance to the prairie. California condors, once nearly extinct, now ride thermals above rugged cliffs, their massive wings casting shadows over a landscape they once ruled. Packs of African wild dogs, masters of teamwork, coordinate intricate hunts, their survival hinging on the health of the ecosystem around them. In the Amazon, jaguars prowl flooded forests, their presence a sign of a thriving ecosystem. River dolphins surface in winding channels, while scarlet macaws flash through the canopy, their calls echoing across the treetops. Each species is a thread in the intricate tapestry of life, and every conservation victory strengthens the fabric of the wild. Technology has become a powerful ally in this fight. Camera traps reveal the secret lives of elusive predators, while satellite imagery tracks the regrowth of forests and the expansion of wildlife corridors. These innovations allow conservationists to respond swiftly to new threats and measure the impact of their efforts with unprecedented precision. Yet the struggle is far from over. Pangolins, the world's most trafficked mammal, forage quietly under the cover of darkness, their survival dependent on the dismantling of illegal trade networks. Orangutans swing through shrinking rainforests, their future tied to the fate of ancient trees. Red-crowned cranes perform their courtship dances in threatened wetlands, symbols of hope and fragility. The fight for wildlife is a story of resilience, adaptation, and the unbreakable will to survive. It is written in the tracks left by migrating herds, the songs of birds at dawn, and the silent endurance of creatures great and small. Every day, in every corner of the globe, animals face challenges that test the limits of their endurance, and every day they rise to meet them. Their eyes reflect the wild places they call home, places worth fighting for, not just for their sake, but for the health of the entire planet. The battle is ongoing, but with every life saved, every habitat restored, and every species given a second chance, we move closer to a future where wildlife can thrive once more. Across the planet's most remote and untamed regions, a select group of predators reigns supreme. These apex hunters are the ultimate products of evolution, each species honed by countless generations to master the art of the hunt. Their senses are razor-sharp, eyes that pierce the gloom, ears attuned to the faintest rustle, and bodies built for the chase. Every movement is calculated, every muscle primed for the moment when predator and prey collide. In the golden grasslands of Africa, the African lion stands as a living emblem of power. Its presence alone can send herds of antelope into a frenzy, the mere shadow of its mane a warning of danger. Lions are unique among big cats for their social structure. Living in prides, they coordinate their efforts, each member playing a role in the hunt. This unity transforms them into a formidable force, capable of taking down prey much larger than themselves. Lionesses, the pride's primary hunters, move with silent precision through the tall grass. They fan out, using the landscape to their advantage, while the prey, alert and anxious, clusters together, scanning for the faintest sign of movement. When the hunt is over, the lion's roar echoes across the plains, a sound that asserts dominance and marks territory. This thunderous call is both a warning to rivals and a rallying cry for the pride, resonating for miles across the savannah. Deep within India's tangled forests, the Bengal tiger stalks its domain. Unlike the lion, the tiger is a solitary hunter, relying on stealth and patience to close the distance between itself and its quarry. Each step is measured, each breath controlled. The tiger's striped coat breaks up its outline, blending seamlessly with the dappled sunlight and shadow, making it nearly invisible to the sharpest-eyed prey. When the moment comes, the tiger explodes from cover with astonishing speed and power. Its jaws clamp down with a force exceeding 1,000 psi, targeting the neck or spine for a swift, decisive kill. The tiger's camouflage is its greatest weapon, allowing it to approach within striking distance before the prey even senses danger. Deer and wild boar, ever vigilant, rely on acute hearing and the safety of numbers, but even the slightest misstep can be fatal. Yet, even for these masters, success is never guaranteed. Most hunts end in failure, leaving the predator exhausted and hungry, while the prey escapes, wounded but alive. This relentless contest of survival shapes both hunter and hunted, driving the evolution of new strategies and defenses. Across continents, other feline predators have developed their own unique approaches to the hunt, each adapted to their environment and prey. The leopard, a paragon of stealth and adaptability, moves like a shadow through dense forests and rocky outcrops. Its solitary nature and unmatched climbing ability allow it to ambush prey from above or vanish into the treetops with its kill. With jaws and limbs of remarkable strength, the leopard can hoist animals heavier than itself high into the branches. Here it dines in safety, out of reach of scavengers and rival predators. On the open plains, the cheetah has evolved for a different kind of hunt. Its lightweight frame and elongated limbs are built for acceleration, not endurance or brute force. In a breathtaking burst, the cheetah can reach speeds up to 75 miles per hour, closing the gap on fleet-footed gazelles in seconds. The chase is a test of nerves and agility, with prey zigzagging desperately to evade capture. Yet, the world of master hunters extends far beyond the feline family. Each ecosystem is home to predators with their own specialized tactics and adaptations. The spotted hyena, often misunderstood, is a cunning and relentless hunter. Working in large matriarchal clans, they coordinate attacks with eerie efficiency, using vocalizations and body language to outmaneuver their prey. Their jaws are among the most powerful in the animal kingdom, capable of splintering massive bones to access the rich marrow within. This ability allows them to exploit resources that others cannot, ensuring their survival even in lean times. Leadership within the clan is fiercely contested, with dominant females guiding the group's movements and hunting strategies. Their social bonds and cooperation are key to their remarkable success. African wild dogs are the embodiment of teamwork. Packs move as a single unit, communicating with high-pitched calls and body signals, executing complex maneuvers to isolate and exhaust their quarry. Their hunts are among the most successful in the animal world. In the waterways, the Nile crocodile is the silent assassin. Submerged and motionless, it waits for hours, then erupts from the water with explosive force, seizing unsuspecting animals that come to drink. Its ambush is swift and merciless, a testament to patience and raw power. The African rock python, meanwhile, relies on stealth and constriction. It strikes with lightning speed, coiling its muscular body around its victim and squeezing with relentless pressure until the struggle ceases. In the wild, every hunt is a contest of adaptation, strategy, and survival, a never-ending dance between predator and prey. While the drama of predator and prey often captures our imagination, the true foundation of these wild landscapes lies with the gentle giants and the grand herds that roam the plains and forests. These herbivores are the architects of their ecosystems, shaping the land and sustaining a delicate balance that supports countless forms of life. The African bush elephant, the largest land animal on Earth, is a keystone species whose presence is felt in every corner of the savanna. Their immense size and strength allow them to transform the environment in ways few other creatures can. Weighing up to 15,000 pounds, elephants use their tusks to topple trees, opening up dense woodlands and creating new grasslands for grazers. During the harsh, dry season, they dig deep into the earth to uncover hidden water sources, their efforts providing vital hydration for a multitude of animals, from antelope to birds. Their daily movements carve out trails and shape the very geography of the savanna. The elephant's trunk, a marvel of evolution with over 40,000 muscles, is a tool of astonishing versatility. It allows them to delicately pluck leaves, draw water from distant pools, and communicate through gentle touches and low-frequency rumbles that travel for miles. Mothers use their trunks to guide and comfort their calves, reinforcing the deep social bonds that define elephant society. Elephant herds are matriarchal, led by an experienced female who carries the collective memory of the group. She guides her family across vast distances, remembering the locations of waterholes and safe passageways, especially during times of drought or danger. The herd's cohesion and cooperation are essential for survival, with each member playing a role in the care and protection of the young. Along the riverbanks, the hippopotamus reigns as another heavyweight of the African wild. Despite their rotund appearance, hippos are surprisingly agile, both in water and on land. In the water, hippos move with unexpected grace, gliding beneath the surface and surfacing with barely a ripple. Their closest relatives are not other land mammals, but whales and dolphins, a testament to their ancient evolutionary lineage. Hippos spend most daylight hours submerged, their sensitive skin protected by a unique secretion, a pinkish oily fluid that acts as both sunblock and antiseptic. This adaptation allows them to withstand the intense African sun and the constant threat of infection from wounds. As dusk falls, hippos emerge from the water in single file, following well-worn paths to their grazing grounds. Under the cover of darkness, they consume up to 88 pounds of grass, their nocturnal foraging shaping the riverbanks and influencing plant growth for miles around. Despite their herbivorous diet, hippos are fiercely territorial in water. Their jaws, capable of opening 150 degrees, reveal formidable tusks used in displays of dominance and in violent clashes to defend their stretch of river from rivals. The rhinoceros, with its prehistoric appearance, is another of the world's great herbivores. Its thick, armored skin and imposing horn make it a living relic from an ancient era, a survivor against the odds. In the dense thickets of Nyerere, the critically endangered black rhino moves with surprising stealth. Its solitary nature and preference for dense cover make it a rare sight, but its presence is vital for the health of the ecosystem as it shapes vegetation and creates pathways for smaller animals. The black rhino's slow reproductive rate and solitary habits leave it especially vulnerable to poaching. Each individual is precious, and their survival is a testament to the resilience of nature in the face of adversity. In Asia, the Indian rhinoceros stands as a giant among giants. Its thick, folded skin forms natural armor, protecting it from predators and the dense undergrowth of its grassland home. Despite its massive size, the Indian rhino can charge at speeds up to 25 miles per hour, a display of power and agility that belies its bulk. These solitary grazers play a crucial role in maintaining the grasslands, dispersing seeds, and opening up new growth. Together, elephants, rhinos, and hippos form a living tapestry of strength and resilience. Their interactions with the land and with each other create a dynamic, ever-changing environment, supporting a web of life that stretches from the smallest insect to the tallest tree. Across the open plains, the spectacle of migration unfolds as vast herds of wildebeest and zebra move in unison, following the rains in search of fresh grazing. These migrations are among the greatest natural events on Earth, with millions of animals traveling hundreds of miles, their hooves thundering across the savanna in a synchronized rhythm. The African buffalo, formidable and social, gathers in herds that can number in the thousands. Their collective strength is their greatest defense as they move and graze together, ever watchful for predators lurking in the grass. When threatened, buffalo herds form a protective circle around their calves, with the largest bulls standing guard on the perimeter. This coordinated defense is a powerful deterrent, showcasing the importance of unity and cooperation in the wild. In the forests of Gir, the sambar deer, South Asia's largest deer, moves in loose groups through the dappled light. Their keen senses and alertness make them a vital link in the food chain, sustaining predators like tigers and leopards while shaping the forest through their browsing. Towering above the savanna, the giraffe uses its extraordinary height to reach leaves untouched by any other animal. Their gentle interactions, necking contests among males, mothers guiding calves, add a sense of grace to the landscape, while their selective browsing helps shape the growth of acacia trees and the structure of the ecosystem itself. Beneath the surface of the Verde Island Passage, a realm of astonishing complexity and beauty unfolds, a living tapestry woven from countless forms of life, each playing a vital role in the ocean's grand design. Here, sunlight pierces crystalline waters, illuminating a submerged metropolis that rivals any city on land in both diversity and vibrancy. The Verde Island Passage, nestled between the islands of Luzon and Mindoro in the Philippines, is recognized by marine scientists as the epicenter of global marine biodiversity. This narrow strait, stretching just over 100 kilometers, harbors more documented species of fish, corals, and invertebrates than any other comparably sized marine region on Earth. Descending into its depths, one is greeted by a kaleidoscope of life. Over 300 species of coral form the backbone of this ecosystem, their intricate structures rising like underwater skyscrapers. These corals, ranging from delicate branching acropora to massive centuries-old porites, create a labyrinth of nooks and crannies that shelter a staggering array of creatures. Swirling around these coral cities are immense schools of antheas, damselfish, and fusiliers, their scales flashing iridescent blues, oranges, and yellows. Predatory barracuda and sleek trevally patrol the edges, while butterfly fish and angelfish weave through the coral branches, feeding on tiny invertebrates and algae. The passage is a vital migratory corridor for some of the ocean's most iconic giants. The whale shark, the largest fish in the world, glides serenely above the reefs, its massive mouth filtering clouds of plankton and small fish. Manta rays with wingspans reaching up to 7 meters soar gracefully through the open water, their cephalic fins unfurling as they feed. Among the coral branches, the pygmy seahorse, no larger than a grain of rice, clings to sea fans, its knobby body perfectly mimicking the texture and color of its host. This master of disguise is so well camouflaged that it often escapes even the keenest eyes of researchers. In the shadowy crevices, the blue-ringed octopus lurks. Though only the size of a golf ball, this cephalopod is armed with one of the most potent neurotoxins known to science. Its iridescent blue rings pulse as a warning, a stark contrast to its otherwise unassuming appearance. On the sandy seafloor, the dugong, a gentle marine mammal, grazes on lush meadows of seagrass. These shy herbivores, sometimes called sea cows, play a crucial role in maintaining the health of the seagrass beds, which in turn support countless juvenile fish and invertebrates. The Verde Island Passage is also home to rare and endemic species found nowhere else. The flamboyant cuttlefish, with its mesmerizing color displays, stalks the substrate in search of prey. Cryptic frogfish, masters of ambush, blend seamlessly with sponges and corals, waiting patiently for unsuspecting victims. Yet this underwater Eden is fragile. The corals, which form the very foundation of the ecosystem, are highly sensitive to changes in water temperature and quality. Pollution, particularly plastic debris, drifts in on the same currents that bring life-sustaining nutrients, entangling marine animals and smothering delicate coral polyps. Climate change poses an even greater threat. As sea temperatures rise, corals expel the symbiotic algae that give them color and energy, resulting in widespread bleaching. Once vibrant reefs turn ghostly white, their intricate structures left vulnerable to erosion and disease. Over 40% of the reefs in the passage have already suffered from bleaching events, and the loss of coral cover threatens to unravel the entire web of life that depends on these habitats. Despite these challenges, hope persists beneath the waves. Marine biologists and conservationists are working tirelessly to restore damaged reefs, transplanting resilient coral fragments, and establishing protected areas where marine life can recover undisturbed. In these sanctuaries, new coral colonies take root, and fish populations begin to rebound. The passage's natural resilience, combined with dedicated restoration efforts, offers a beacon of hope for the future of this extraordinary ecosystem. The Verde Island Passage stands as a testament to the richness and fragility of our planet's oceans, a place where the wonders of evolution are on full display and where the fate of countless species hangs in the balance. By understanding and protecting this underwater world, we ensure that its vibrant life will endure for generations to come. In the farthest reaches of North America, where the land meets the edge of the polar night, lies Alaska's Arctic Kingdom, a realm of breathtaking contrasts and relentless extremes. Here, winter reigns for most of the year. Temperatures routinely plunge to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, and the sun can vanish for weeks, leaving the tundra bathed in a perpetual twilight. The air is so cold that every breath crystallizes, and the snow, sculpted by fierce winds, forms vast undulating drifts across the open expanse. Only the hardiest creatures endure these conditions. Musk oxen, with their dense woolly coats huddled together for warmth, forming living barricades against the biting wind. Their hooves are specially adapted to dig through the snow, searching for the last remnants of frozen grasses. Yet this frozen world is undergoing a dramatic transformation. The Arctic is warming at more than twice the global average, and the once permanent ice is retreating at an alarming rate. Each spring the snow melts earlier, and the landscape shifts from white to green in a matter of days. The permafrost, ground that has remained frozen for millennia, is beginning to thaw. As it softens, ancient plant material decomposes, releasing vast stores of carbon into the atmosphere. The land itself becomes unstable, reshaping rivers and altering the very foundation of the ecosystem. Summers, once brief and cool, now bring new dangers. Wildfires, once rare in the Arctic, sweep across the tundra, fueled by dry vegetation and rising temperatures. Smoke drifts for miles, and the charred remains of ancient forests stand as stark reminders of a changing climate. Amidst these extremes, the grizzly bear stands as the undisputed monarch of the subarctic wilderness. With a keen sense of smell and immense strength, these bears traverse vast territories from snow-laden valleys to salmon-rich rivers. Alaska shelters the largest population of brown bears in the United States. Some individuals tip the scales at over 1,500 pounds, their thick fur and layers of fat providing vital insulation against the cold and energy for the long winter hibernation. The rhythm of life here is dictated by the seasons. Each summer, rivers come alive with the annual salmon run, a spectacle of endurance and instinct. Millions of sockeye salmon surge upstream, guided by an extraordinary sense of smell that leads them back to the very waters where they were born. Their journey is perilous, fraught with rapids, predators, and exhaustion. For the grizzlies, this is a time of abundance. They gather at the rivers, feasting on salmon to build the fat reserves essential for survival. A single bear can consume up to 90 pounds of fish in a day, fueling its body for the months of fasting ahead. Other Arctic residents have evolved their own remarkable strategies. The Arctic fox, cloaked in a thick white winter coat, prowls the snowfields in search of prey. Its keen hearing allows it to detect the faintest rustle beneath the snow, and with a swift pounce it can snatch a hidden lemming. The snowy owl, a ghostly sentinel of the tundra, is perfectly adapted to this harsh environment. Its feathers insulate against the cold, while its sharp talons and piercing yellow eyes make it a formidable hunter. Unlike most owls, the snowy owl hunts by day, scanning the open landscape for small mammals. Lemmings are its primary prey, and the owl's survival is closely tied to the boom and bust cycles of these tiny rodents. But as warming temperatures disrupt the lemmings' breeding cycles, the snowy owl faces new challenges. Fewer lemmings mean fewer opportunities to raise their young, putting pressure on the entire population. The caribou, too, are icons of Arctic endurance. Each year, vast herds embark on epic migrations, traveling hundreds of miles across treacherous terrain. They must constantly move to find fresh grazing, all while evading packs of wolves and enduring relentless swarms of biting insects that emerge during the fleeting summer. Offshore, the icy waters are alive with beluga whales. These pale, social cetaceans are known as the canaries of the sea, their haunting songs echoing through the frigid depths. Belugas rely on a complex array of chirps, clicks, and whistles to communicate and navigate through the dark, ice-laden waters. Their flexible necks and keen hearing help them locate prey and maintain tight-knit family groups. But the Arctic's silence is being shattered. As sea ice retreats, shipping traffic increases, bringing noise and disturbance to these once pristine waters. The constant rumble of engines and propellers can mask the beluga's calls, making it harder for them to find food, avoid predators, and stay connected with their pods. In this land of extremes, every creature is a testament to adaptation and resilience. The grizzly bear and the beluga whale, each in their own domain, embody the wild spirit of Alaska's Arctic kingdom, a place where survival is an art, and the future is written in the ice, the wind, and the enduring will of its remarkable wildlife. The chronicles of these extraordinary creatures and their habitats are not merely captivating stories from far-off realms. They are living testaments to the intricate web of life that sustains our planet. Each thriving rainforest, every vibrant coral reef is a pulse in the heart of Earth's living systems, barometers of planetary health and sanctuaries for untold species whose futures hang in the balance. In the golden savannas of Nyerere, lions rest beneath acacia shadows, their presence a keystone for the entire ecosystem. Their survival ensures the balance between predator and prey, shaping the very landscape through their ancient rhythms of life and hunt. Far beneath the waves, whale sharks glide through the crystalline waters of the Verde Island passage, filtering plankton and maintaining the delicate equilibrium of marine food webs. Their migrations connect oceans, their existence a silent guardian of biodiversity. Every species, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator, is a thread in the tapestry of life. The air that fills our lungs, the water that nourishes the land, and the climate that shapes our seasons are all bound to the fate of these wild realms. Pristine streams carve through ancient forests, their waters pure because of the roots and canopies that filter and shelter them. Mist rises from untouched wilderness, a breath of life exhaled by millions of unseen organisms working in harmony. To protect these places is to safeguard the very foundation of life on Earth. Conservation is not a distant ideal, it is a necessity for the survival of all species, including our own. The destinies of animals and humans are inseparable, woven together by the cycles of nature and the shared need for balance. On this singular planet, every living thing is part of a grand, interconnected story, one that stretches from the depths of the ocean to the highest mountain peaks. The triumphs of conservation, such as the resurgence of the Asiatic lion in Gir forest, are beacons of hope. Once on the brink of extinction, these majestic cats now stride confidently through their ancestral lands, a living symbol of what dedicated protection can achieve. Elephant herds, once decimated by poaching, now traverse the savannas in growing numbers. Their matriarchs lead the way, passing down knowledge and memory, shaping the landscape with every step and every fallen tree. These victories are the result of relentless effort, of scientists tracking elusive species, of rangers braving the wild to protect the vulnerable, and of global collaboration that transcends borders. In the field, rangers and researchers employ cutting-edge technology, GPS collars, camera traps, and genetic analysis, to monitor populations and understand the needs of each species. Local communities, living alongside wildlife, become stewards of the land, restoring forests and protecting habitats that are home to countless creatures. Their determination is a reminder that hope is not passive. It is forged through action, resilience, and a vision for a world where nature and civilization thrive together. Each coral fragment carefully transplanted, each sapling rooted in the earth, is a promise to the future, a commitment to restore what has been lost and to nurture what remains. When a rescued animal is returned to the wild or a wounded creature is healed, it is a testament to the ingenuity and compassion that define true conservation. The fate of wildlife is not sealed. It is shaped by our choices, our science, and our resolve. Every decision, from the products we support to the energy we consume, ripples outward, influencing habitats and species far beyond our sight. As a global community, our collective will can tip the scales toward recovery and abundance. By choosing sustainable goods, we reduce the demand for destructive practices and support industries that value the natural world. By minimizing waste and embracing alternatives to single-use plastics, we protect waterways and the countless species that depend on them. Advocacy for stronger environmental protections ensures that the laws of nations reflect the needs of nature, giving voice to the voiceless and safeguarding habitats for generations yet unborn. Education illuminates the wonders of biodiversity, inspiring awe and responsibility in those who will inherit the earth. The next generation, guided by knowledge and wonder, will become the guardians of wild places, carrying forward the promise to protect. Even the smallest actions, removing a piece of litter, conserving energy, are seeds of change, each one vital in the restoration of balance. Like a wave reshaping the shore, these efforts accumulate, transforming landscapes and reviving ecosystems. The responsibility to speak for the silent, to act for the unseen, is a mantle we all share. As we look ahead, the dawn brings hope, a hope grounded in science, in action, and in the resilience of nature itself. Across continents, wetlands are being restored, forests replanted, and habitats reconnected, allowing wildlife corridors to flourish and species to reclaim their ancestral ranges. Technology empowers us to monitor migrations, track elusive animals, and harness renewable energy, reducing our footprint and giving nature the space to recover. The path to ecological balance is long and winding, demanding patience, innovation, and unwavering commitment. Yet, it is a journey we must undertake together, united by a vision of a world where wildness endures. As guardians of this planet, our actions today will echo through the ages, shaping the destinies of creatures great and small. The thunderous roar of the lion, the haunting song of the whale, and the silent, purposeful stride of the tiger through emerald jungles, these are the living legacies we vow to protect. This is our promise, that the wild heart of nature will beat on, undiminished, for generations yet to come. As the sun dips below the horizon, a different world awakens, a realm cloaked in darkness, where shadows move with silent purpose and the night air hums with hidden life. This is the domain of the nocturnal predators, masters of the night, whose survival hinges on adaptations honed by millennia of evolution. In the moonlit savannas, the African leopard prowls with unparalleled stealth. Its rosette-patterned coat blends seamlessly with the dappled shadows, a perfect camouflage for the silent hunter. With eyes that capture the faintest glimmer of light, the leopard navigates the night, its senses finely tuned to the subtlest rustle of prey. A leap, swift and precise, brings down an unsuspecting antelope, the hunt a symphony of power and grace. Deep within the dense forests of the Amazon, the jaguar reigns supreme. Known for its sheer strength and unmatched bite force, this apex predator can crush the skulls of its prey with a single, powerful bite. The jaguar's keen hearing and acute night vision turn the inky blackness into a landscape of opportunity. It stalks silently, its muscular frame moving with lethal efficiency through the undergrowth, before launching an ambush that leaves no chance for escape. In the arid deserts, the fennec fox emerges as the night cools the scorching sands. With ears larger than its head, this diminutive predator detects the faintest sounds of insects and small mammals beneath the sand. Its fur, a perfect insulator against the desert's extremes, provides both warmth during the cold nights and camouflage against the pale dunes. The fennec's nocturnal forays are a testament to its resilience and adaptability, each hunt a delicate balance of survival. The skies of the night are not devoid of predators. The barn owl, with its ghostly silent flight, glides through the darkness. Its heart-shaped face acts as a radar dish, channeling sounds to its asymmetrically placed ears, allowing pinpoint accuracy in locating prey. A sudden dive, talons outstretched, captures an unsuspecting rodent, the owl's silent wings ensuring its approach remains undetected. Beneath the ocean surface, the nocturnal hunters of the deep come alive. The bobtail squid, a master of disguise, uses bioluminescence to blend with the shimmering surface above, rendering itself invisible to both prey and predator. It waits in ambush, tentacles poised, until an unwary shrimp wanders too close. The squid's rapid strike is a marvel of precision, a fleeting glimpse in the dark waters. Even in the urban jungles, nocturnal predators have carved out niches. The raccoon, with its dexterous paws and masked face, scours the night for food, adapting to human environments with remarkable ingenuity. Its nocturnal habits reduce competition and increase the chances of finding sustenance in the shadowy corners of cities. These nocturnal predators, each with their unique adaptations and hunting strategies, play a vital role in maintaining the balance of their ecosystems. Their secret lives, hidden from the light of day, are a testament to the relentless drive for survival and the intricate dance of predator and prey that sustains the natural world. As dawn approaches, the nocturnal hunters retreat to their dens, nests and burrows, yielding the stage to the creatures of the day. The cycle of life continues, each moment a thread in the tapestry of existence. The night, with its mysteries and marvels, reminds us that the world is a complex, interconnected web where every creature, seen and unseen, has its place. The shadows of the night conceal more than just predators. They harbor the essence of nature's resilience and the enduring spirit of the wild. And as the first light of dawn breaks, we are reminded that even in the darkest hours, life thrives and the heartbeat of the planet endures. In the watery labyrinths of the world's wetlands, life unfolds as a high-stakes game of strategy and adaptation. Here, predator and prey are locked in an unending contest, each move dictated by millions of years of evolution. The marshes and swamps, with their tangled reeds and shifting currents, provide a stage where survival hinges on patience, deception, and split-second decisions. At dawn, the mirror-like surface of a secluded wetland ripples as a great blue heron stalks silently through the shallows. Its slate-grey plumage melds with the mist and shadows, rendering it nearly invisible to the keen eyes of its quarry. With every calculated step, the heron's gaze remains fixed, its neck coiled like a spring. In an instant, it strikes, its dagger-like bill piercing the water to seize an unsuspecting fish. This ambush, born of stillness and precision, is a testament to the heron's mastery of its domain. Below the surface, the northern pike lurks among submerged grasses. Its elongated, camouflaged body mimics the wavering reeds, an illusion perfected over countless generations. Motionless, it waits for the telltale flicker of a passing minnow. With a sudden burst of speed, the pike lunges, jaws snapping shut in a blur of motion. For the minnow, survival depends on schooling tactics and rapid, unpredictable movements, a dance of evasion in a world where every shadow could mean danger. On the muddy banks, the American bittern becomes a living reed. Its streaked brown feathers mimic the vertical lines of the cattails, and when threatened, it points its beak skyward, swaying gently with the breeze to complete its ruse. Nearby, frogs freeze in place, their mottled green skin blending seamlessly with algae and duckweed. Their stillness is their shield, but the slightest movement may betray them to a watchful garter snake, whose own patterned scales ripple like sunlight on water. Above, the osprey surveys the wetland from a lofty perch. With eyes adapted to detect the glint of fish beneath the surface, it hovers and dives, talons outstretched, breaking the water in a spray of droplets. Its success is a triumph of keen vision and calculated risk, the culmination of a silent contest between hunter and hunted. Yet the wetlands are not merely arenas of conflict. Each predator's presence regulates prey populations, preventing overgrazing and promoting biodiversity. Prey species, in turn, refine their strategies, developing camouflage, heightened senses, and communal defenses, ensuring that the balance of this ecosystem remains intact. In these intricate webs of life, every ambush, every narrow escape, and every adaptation is a move on nature's chessboard. The wetlands thrive on this tension, a living testament to the interconnectedness and resilience of the wild. Here, in the hush of the reeds and the gleam of the water, the eternal dance of predator and prey shapes a world where every life is both hunter and hunted, and the cycle of survival continues unbroken. In the vast, sun-scorched expanses of the world's deserts, survival is a relentless trial of endurance and ingenuity. Here, where shade is scarce and water is a rare treasure, predators have evolved extraordinary adaptations to thrive in the extremes of heat and drought. As dawn breaks over a sea of shifting dunes, the fennec fox emerges from its burrow, its oversized ears finely tuned to the faintest rustle beneath the sand. These ears are more than just keen instruments of hearing. They radiate excess body heat, helping the fox stay cool during the relentless desert day. With agile paws, it moves silently across the powdery ground, hunting for insects, rodents, and lizards that make up its sparse diet. Every step is calculated to conserve energy, every hunt a delicate balance between risk and reward. Above, a pale, chanting gousehawk scans the landscape from atop a thorny acacia. Its sharp eyes pick out the slightest movement, perhaps the flick of a lizard's tail or the scuttle of a beetle across the gravel. In a swift, energy-efficient dive, the bird strikes, using precision rather than pursuit to secure its meal. In the desert, speed is less important than timing and accuracy. Every wasted effort can mean precious water lost to the unforgiving sun. Beneath the surface, the sidewinder rattlesnake glides effortlessly across blistering sands. Its unique sidewinding motion lifts much of its body off the hot ground, minimizing contact and reducing heat absorption. Patiently, it waits in ambush beneath a thin layer of sand, sensing the vibrations of prey that wander too close. A sudden strike, a quick swallow. The snake's metabolism slows, allowing it to go weeks without another meal. At dusk, as temperatures drop, the Saharan silver ant emerges for a brief flurry of activity. It is the only time it can withstand the desert's heat, venturing out for mere minutes to scavenge the remains of other creatures or harvest seeds. Its shimmering exoskeleton reflects sunlight, and its rapid pace is a race against the rising mercury. In this arid world, the food chain is a delicate thread. Each predator is both a hunter and a master of conservation, each prey animal a specialist in evasion, camouflage, or nocturnal life. Adaptations are not luxuries but necessities. Evaporative cooling, burrowing, and water storage are as vital as tooth and claw. Within the silence of the dunes and the resilience of the scrub, the desert's predators embody the ultimate test of survival. Their lives are a testament to nature's ingenuity, where every adaptation is a lifeline, and every day is won through mastery of the heat, the hunger, and the endless horizon. Above forests, grasslands, and mountains, a different realm of hunters rules, one where gravity is both adversary and ally. These are the raptors, eagles, hawks, falcons, and owls, each a master of the skies, shaped by millennia of evolution for the pursuit of prey from above. The golden eagle, wings spanning over 7 feet, rides thermals high above rocky crags. Its vision is legendary, 8 times sharper than a human's, allowing it to spot a distant hare or marmot far below. With a sudden tuck of wings, the eagle stoops, accelerating to breathtaking speed, talons extended in a silent, lethal plunge. Precision and patience define its hunt. In the mountains, a single mistake can mean an empty stomach for days. In open grasslands, the peregrine falcon reigns supreme. The fastest animal on earth, it attacks from great heights, folding its body into a living missile. As it closes in on a fleeing pigeon, the falcon strikes with a clenched foot, knocking the prey out of the sky. In this world, speed is survival, and the margin for error is razor-thin. Night brings a new hunter, the barn owl. Its wings are edged with microscopic serrations, muffling every beat. Gliding through darkness, it listens for the faintest rustle of vole or shrew. Its heart-shaped face funnels sound with pinpoint accuracy, allowing for strikes in pitch blackness. For the owl's silence is both weapon and shield, yet life in the sky is fraught with peril. Fierce winds, sudden storms, and the constant search for food test even the greatest aerial hunters. Competition is fierce, territory disputes erupt in mid-air, and fledglings must master flight or perish. Raptors are not only predators, but also engineers of the air, shaping their environment, keeping populations in balance, and inspiring awe in all who glimpse their shadow passing overhead. In the endless expanse above, these lords of the sky write the story of survival with every soaring hunt, every stoop, every silent glide. Their mastery of the air is a testament to nature's boundless innovation and the ceaseless dance between predator and prey. At the pinnacle of every ecosystem, a select few species wield influence far beyond their numbers. These are the apex predators: wolves, tigers, killer whales, and great white sharks, keystone species whose presence steers the fate of entire landscapes and seascapes. Their power is not just in the hunt, but in the invisible threads they weave through the web of life. Apex predators regulate populations of prey, preventing overgrazing and overbrowsing. In Yellowstone, the return of wolves sparked a chain reaction, a trophic cascade. Elk, once unchecked, began to move more cautiously, grazing less on young trees and riverbanks. Willows and aspens rebounded, stabilizing soil and nurturing songbirds, beavers, and fish. The entire ecosystem shifted, a testament to the silent authority of the wolf. In the oceans, orcas and sharks shaped the behavior of seals, sea otters, and fish schools. Where great whites patrol, seals avoid certain hunting grounds, allowing kelp forests to thrive undisturbed. Where orcas roam, sea otters flourish, keeping sea urchins in check and preserving underwater forests. These top hunters orchestrate balance from the shadows, their presence echoing through every layer of the food web. Without apex predators, imbalance takes root. Herbivore populations explode, vegetation vanishes, soils erode, and the diversity of life collapses. The absence of a single keystone species can unravel an ecosystem, revealing the delicate architecture of nature's design. Apex predators are more than hunters. They are architects of stability, guardians of diversity, and cornerstones of healthy, functioning ecosystems. Protecting them means safeguarding the wild heartbeat of our planet, ensuring that the balance of nature endures for generations to come. Beneath the frozen veneer of the polar worlds, a hidden kingdom thrives, one sculpted by ice, darkness, and relentless cold. Here, survival demands ingenuity, and predators have evolved extraordinary adaptations to claim their place atop the food web. In the Arctic, the silent shadow of the polar bear roams the sea ice. With fur that insulates against -40 degrees and paws engineered for silent stalking, these apex hunters prowl the shifting ice floes in search of seals. Patient and precise, they wait at breathing holes, sensing the faintest stirrings beneath the snow, striking with explosive speed. Each successful hunt is a triumph over scarcity, a testament to the bear's mastery of this icy domain. Beneath the ice, the ringed seal glides through labyrinths of submerged tunnels, its body streamlined for swift escape. Yet danger lurks even deeper, where the narwhal, with its legendary spiral tusk, navigates sub-zero waters, dodging the stealthy approach of orcas. These killer whales, the wolves of the sea, coordinate with chilling intelligence, smashing through ice sheets to ambush unsuspecting prey. Their haunting calls echo through the water, a signal of the hunt unfolding in the blue twilight below. In the Antarctic, the drama intensifies. Leopard seals, with jaws lined by interlocking teeth, patrol the edges of ice shelves. Agile and relentless, they pursue penguins in underwater chases, twisting and turning through freezing currents. Above, the colossal shadow of the orca reigns supreme, orchestrating hunts with precision, dividing and isolating prey before delivering the final blow. Every predator, every prey, is bound by the rhythm of the polar seasons. The waxing and waning of the ice dictate abundance and famine, shaping the fate of all who dwell here. from microscopic krill to mighty whales. Each life is a thread in the intricate tapestry of the polar food web, a web where energy, survival, and adaptation are inextricably linked. In these extreme frontiers, the struggle for existence never ceases. The hidden world beneath the ice is a testament to nature's resilience, where only the most remarkable predators endure, and every breath is hard-won in the coldest crucible on Earth. Across the globe, the ancient dance between predator and prey is being rewritten. Invisible forces, rising temperatures, shifting seasons, and melting landscapes are altering the very fabric of wild ecosystems. Nowhere is this upheaval more profound than in the frozen realms and vast wildernesses where nature's hunters reign. As ice sheets retreat in the Arctic, polar bears are forced to travel farther and expend more energy to find dwindling seal populations. The once reliable hunting grounds of endless ice are vanishing beneath their paws, fragmenting habitats and driving new, uncertain migratory paths. Seals too must adapt, giving birth on thinner, less stable ice or seeking refuge in regions never before explored. The delicate timing of births, hunts, and migrations, finely tuned over millennia, is thrown into disarray. In the world's temperate forests and grasslands, predators like wolves and big cats face prey that now move along altered routes, following the shifting pulse of rainfall and vegetation. Some prey species thrive in the new warmth, multiplying rapidly and reshaping the balance, while others dwindle, leaving their hunters desperate and hungry. Competition intensifies and territories blur as old boundaries dissolve. Underwater, rising ocean temperatures drive fish stocks to cooler depths and distant waters. Apex hunters like orcas and sharks must adapt, tracking their quarry across expanding, unpredictable ranges. Predatory birds, once synchronized with the arrival of nesting prey, find their food sources arriving earlier or later, threatening the survival of their chicks. Yet amid these challenges, nature's resilience emerges. Some predators learn new hunting techniques, target unfamiliar prey, or expand their territories. Wolves hunt in smaller packs to conserve energy. Big cats shift their hunting times to avoid heat. These adaptations, however, are not limitless. For many, the pace of change outstrips their ability to keep up. The predator-prey equation, once governed by ancient rhythms, now teeters on a knife's edge, its future uncertain. As the climate continues to change, the fate of the world's wild hunters and their quarry hangs in the balance, a living testament to both the fragility and tenacity of life on Earth. Beyond tooth and claw, the world's top predators wield a different kind of power, intelligence honed by the demands of survival. In the heart of the African savanna, a pride of lions surrounds a herd of wary buffalo, but this is no simple ambush. The lions communicate with subtle gestures and low growls, coordinating a strategy that exploits the herd's weakest flank. Their hunt is a lesson in teamwork, patience, and learned experience, an evolving playbook passed from one generation to the next. In the dense jungles of Southeast Asia, clouded leopards demonstrate remarkable agility and foresight. Using their keen memory, they navigate complex branches and silently stalk prey, sometimes even using fallen logs or rocks as cover, turning the landscape itself into a hunting tool. Meanwhile, beneath the waves, orcas, often called the wolves of the sea, showcase some of the most sophisticated hunting techniques known in the animal kingdom. Pods work together to create waves that wash seals from ice floes, or herd schools of fish into tight balls for easy capture. Young orcas observe and mimic their elders, learning the nuances of each technique through play and practice. Even solitary hunters like the jaguar reveal impressive problem-solving skills. Faced with armored prey such as turtles, jaguars use precise, powerful bites to pierce the shell, a technique perfected through trial and error. Some individuals have even been observed using sticks to lure fish within striking distance, blurring the line between instinct and innovation. Raptors, too, display cunning in the skies. Falcons may drop hard-shelled prey from great heights to crack them open, while crows, among the most intelligent of all birds, craft sticks into hooks to extract insects from tree bark. These feats of ingenuity are not mere curiosities. They are lifelines. In a world of shifting challenges, predators rely on their wits as much as their strength. Learning, adaptation, and the sharing of knowledge become tools as vital as tooth or talon. Here, intelligence is not just a trait, but a legacy, ensuring that the masters of the hunt remain formidable no matter how the world may change. In the world's predator-rich realms, every life is a thread woven into a tapestry of extraordinary complexity. Here, the presence of apex hunters shapes not only the fate of their prey, but the very fabric of the ecosystem itself. Consider the African savanna, where lions, leopards, and wild dogs patrol the grasslands. Their hunts keep herbivore populations in balance, preventing overgrazing that would strip the land bare. As antelopes and zebras move cautiously, their grazing patterns change, allowing grasses and shrubs to regenerate. This, in turn, creates shelter for nesting birds and insects, and even influences the course of rivers by stabilizing the soil. In the dense rainforests of the Amazon, jaguars silently stalk peccaries and capybaras. Their presence triggers a cascade. Prey species alter their movements, which affects the plants they consume, and ultimately the very structure of the forest. The result is a living mosaic, a place where countless creatures, from tiny frogs to towering trees, depend on the silent choreography set in motion by the top predators. Beneath the waves, the story is no less intricate. In vibrant coral reefs, sharks patrol the depths, keeping populations of mid-level predators in check. This allows smaller fish and invertebrates to flourish, which in turn maintain the health of the corals. Remove the sharks, and the food web unravels. Algae overgrows, corals bleach, and the reef's dazzling diversity begins to fade. Predators, great and small, are the unseen architects of biodiversity. Their actions ripple outward, shaping habitats, fostering resilience, and ensuring that life's web remains strong and interconnected. Each hunt, each pursuit, is not just a struggle for survival, but a thread pulled in a vast, dynamic network. In these wild places, the fate of the many is bound to the few. Every heartbeat echoes through the web of life, a reminder that in nature nothing exists in isolation, and every predator's shadow brings the promise of life renewed. Across the globe, the fate of predators hangs in the balance, an uncertain future shaped by both looming threats and groundbreaking possibilities. As habitats shrink and climates shift, the world's great hunters face challenges unlike any before. Yet, in the face of adversity, a new era of conservation is dawning, one defined by ingenuity, science, and the unwavering hope for coexistence. In the Scottish Highlands, red deer graze where wolves once roamed. Now visionaries are championing rewilding, restoring apex predators to their ancestral homes. These bold experiments breathe new life into battered landscapes, reviving natural rhythms and rebuilding lost connections in the web of life. In Yellowstone, the return of wolves has transformed entire valleys. Elk herds move differently, willows and aspens rebound, beavers shape wetlands, and songbirds return, a living testament to nature's resilience when given a chance. Innovation is lighting the way forward, from drones that track elusive snow leopards across Himalayan ridges to remote camera traps that monitor jaguars in dense Amazonian forests. Technology is revealing the secret lives of predators and the silent threats they face. Artificial intelligence sorts through thousands of images, identifying individuals and mapping out territories, while genetic tools unveil hidden populations and guide targeted protection. Around the world, dedicated scientists and local communities are joining forces, crafting corridors through fragmented landscapes, building bridges over highways, and creating safe passages for the wild to roam. Even in the ocean's depths, hope glimmers. Marine protected areas and no fishing zones offer sharks, orcas, and seals a refuge. a chance for populations to recover and ancient migrations to resume. Satellite tags trace the journeys of polar bears across melting ice, guiding conservation where it's needed most. The future of predators will not be written by fate alone. It will be shaped by our choices, by the courage to restore, the wisdom to innovate, and the commitment to share the wild with those who keep its heartbeat strong. As the world changes, so too must our vision, one where predators and prey, wilderness and innovation coexist in a dynamic, ever-evolving balance. In this unfolding chapter, every effort, every discovery is a promise that the wild heart of our planet will continue to beat, echoing through forests, grasslands, deserts and seas for generations yet to come.